first and foremost, talk about the new regulation that's being unfolded in the UK, particularly when it comes to adverts. And you've, of course, had some concerns there. You've been singled out in the UK alongside Coinbase and some other companies to do with perhaps misleading ads. How have ways changed at the moment?
Yeah, so with regard to, advertisement in the space, honestly, in a way we describe Kraken's approach to all things crypto is about responsible yet ambitious about the space. And, we're actually regulated in the UK. We have an MTF license there, and we work closely with the FCA, and we have for quite some time. And so, we think, there's a role for regulation, no doubt, in crypto, just the same as other financial services. And we work closely with regulators on all fronts, both in the UK and the US.
And in a way, you've sort of been trying to self-regulate, shall I call it, the talk of proof of reserves, the audit you've been doing on yourselves. You've also been taking to Twitter, and indeed, so has Jesse, been talking about at length the business models, the managing of margin risk, for example, particularly a key concern following FTX's fallout. How are you looking to change your, transparency at least, even if it's not the way in which you're doing businesses right now?
Yeah, this is exactly it. As I mentioned, I mean, we look to be a ambitious yet responsible player in the space, and the FTX. This is truly a travesty for customers and everyone that was exposed to FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried. I mean, he's nothing but a fraudster, and we frankly have no place for these types of people in the cryptocurrency space. The approach that Kraken takes, absolutely, we look to be both transparent with our customers, but also really invest deeply in security as well. And proof of reserves is a great example. We've conducted this proof of reserves dating back some time, and we conducted 2 this year already. It's a way for us to work with a third-party auditor to validate both the customer liabilities and the reserves, the assets that we hold on behalf of customers to back those liabilities, and also allows the customers a way to go and ensure that their own balances were included in the audit by going directly to the auditor. So we're really market leaders on this approach, and frankly, we've seen a lot of other peers start to follow Kraken, follow in our footsteps, particularly following all the failures that we've seen recently with companies that don't take the same approach as Kraken.
Dave, I believe you referenced the word fraudster there with regards to SBF. I just want to point out that while a number of regulatory bodies or agencies are looking into FTX and SBF, he has not yet been charged with any sort of fraud. So we just want to state that. You've been impacted by the volatility and fallout associated with FTX, though. You announced layoffs, I believe, at the end of November. What has the impact to your business been?
Yeah, a number of different things. I mean, just again, on Sam Bankman-Fried, though, I think we have enough information to know that, fraud was committed there. Obviously, it's going to take time for regulatory bodies and government to come into the fold. I mean, frankly, maybe it's taking some more time here, given that he took tens of millions of customer assets and channeled them to political campaigns. That could be something that's slowing things down here. We don't know. It certainly moved a lot more quickly. For example, when the fraudster that was Bernie Madoff, was when all of the Ponzi scheme there came to light. So we'll see how this plays out. Hopefully they'll take action before long. With regard to Kraken, yes, look, the crypto industry has definitely slowed down. We've seen, we saw fantastic growth in the later part of last year and throughout the earlier part of this year. But it's true that the market has definitely slowed down. So we have taken steps to, again, make the responsible choices for the industry and bring our expenses in line with revenues and ensure that we're there for the long term. The company's been around for over a decade actually, and we intend to be around for many decades to come as well.
Dave, I'll just point out again, that was your opinions on SBF, and no charges have been brought against him to do with fraud. Another big voice in your world, or I guess tangentially linked to your world, is Jamie Dimon. he has called crypto tokens a pet rock. What's your response to that?
Yeah, I think it's just an example of someone that doesn't have a good grounding and understanding of technology, and probably not a very good understanding in innovation either. It could also be, incentives to, say negative things about cryptocurrency as well. It could be a combination of a lot of these different things. But, inevitably, when I find someone that's that negative on cryptocurrency, it's either due to, lack of understanding and information, or, frankly, an incentive that puts them at odds with cryptocurrency. So we, of course, don't agree with that. He's clearly wrong on all fronts with regard to the potential for the technology and what it actually means.
I mean, to be fair, he said decentralized finance and blockchain are real, and so are new technologies. So he likes the underlying technology. He's just often sort of been a cynic, shall we say, of the assets in the tradable way. I'm interested, Dave, though, people who, yes, are deep cynics of the space, like Larry Fink, but actually players who have embraced it wholeheartedly, Mike Novogratz, for example, saying that many players are going to be wiped out by this. Do you agree with that? What sort of number of players are left standing here?
Yeah, it's a good point. And frankly, I don't know the specific numbers, but, it's clear there's going to be more contagion from FTX. It's not entirely clear, how many or who is going to be impacted. We, of course, know that, Genesis froze withdrawals recently. BlockFi cited impact directly from FTX and is, moving forward with, they've already shut down withdrawals. And so, the potential for more companies to be impacted by this contagion, this kind of circular leverage out there, significant. I mean, fortunately, Kraken is not one of them. We're not impacted by this contagion and don't carry counterparty risk to any of these other crypto companies.
Dave, there's a lot of blame being thrown around. There's the joy of hindsight, of course, and people feeling that, largely it's perhaps one bad player here. Maybe the media is in some way to blame, and we're looking internally at ourselves. You look at, well, the blame of VCs, the money that was just swirling, the lack of corporate governance. What, from your perspective, is actually changing in that respect? What do you think the money, the deep pockets are asking themselves right now? And what about the corporate governance at companies such as yourself that now is being asked of?
Yeah, so a number of different things. I mean, hopefully this is, in fact, something that for investors, for customers, for individuals, that the silver lining here is that they are going to ask for questions. What we talk about is, hey, let's talk about proof, not promises. And that's why we have our proof of reserves. And that's why we make the information transparent to our customers in a detailed way. And so we hope that, everyone in the cryptocurrency space, frankly, financial services generally, ask these types of questions. Another silver lining of this, these events here is self-custody, right? And so Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are the first time ever that there's been a way where you can actually securely hold and store your own assets in digital assets. And that's one of the fantastic things about cryptocurrency. And self-custody is on the rise following these events. We see, the blockchain itself is transparent. You can see that many individuals, companies are moving their assets to their own self-custody, which is a fantastic thing, something that we've always been a supporter for. So I think there is some silver lining here. Hopefully, the good players such as Kraken, individuals will start to ask the questions that they should be asking of their third parties, and potentially even look to self-custody on their own as well.
Dave, Jesse Powell stepped down as Kraken CEO late September. The company's in a period of transition, right? I'm right in saying you're now officially in that CEO seat, right?
No, we're still actually in transition. We're working on recruiting a chief operating officer, of course, to backfill my role. But we look to be fully done with transition in the early part of this coming year.
And real quick, if you can summarize your goal for 2023 when you do take charge, what is it?
For 2023, I think there's a couple of different things for Kraken. One is to make sure that we have a commitment to our fundamentals: security, customer service, partnering with regulators, looking out for our customers on all fronts. That's number one, the foundational piece. And then two is, yes, it's a difficult, bear market, but we know that there will be a time again when cryptocurrency and Bitcoin sees really significant adoption, and we're going to kind of build for that time period because we know the success will come.